All right, so Ray, the first thing that I want to talk to you about, dude, is what is the deal with John Daly doing driving a golf ball out of your teeth? What is the deal with that? You got to fill us in.
Okay, so we have to rewind to about 9 o'clock when Kid Rock came over to Rob O'Neill's house. I had biscuits and gravy for the first time in my life, and then we started drinking a
Okay.
lot. I wasn't going to play golf. I was going to walk over and hang out with drinking bros, and I saw Bobby, Kid Rock, and he's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm gonna let you guys play golf." He's like, "Nope, jump in, let's get drunk." So by the time we got to, I don't know if that was the 14th hole or not, it was an earlier hole. We're just joking around. John's talking shit. He's drunk, barefoot, saying how, he could do this and do that. And I said, "You know what? You couldn't even, you can't do what you say. You couldn't hit a golf ball out of my mouth." And he's like, "Well, lay down." "Yeah, I can." And that was it. Now, I did win. We did go to the 14th hole, and there was a kid who was 21. They were having, for charity, a push-up contest. That's my jam. A 21-year-old, I think he was an Army guy, did 75 push-ups in 1 minute. And I said, "That's pretty good." Now, I'm trashed, and I'm with Bobby. I said, and he looked at me and he goes, "You do a lot of push-ups." And I said, "Yeah." "Can you beat that?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I can beat that." So I ripped off my shirt. John Daly bet me $1,000. Right there, he threw 1,000 down. And kids said, if you beat it, I'll put $10,000 towards a charity. So I just told Kid Rock to give me 15-minute increments. When I had 15 seconds left, I was like at 70. I got to 75. I just looked at him and did two more real easy. And so we ended up giving that $11,000 to charity. So it was fun. But
It's amazing.
I've got another one. We've got another charitable event coming up. John Daly, I'll give you a little sneak preview, is going to hit it off of something else of mine. We just don't know if it's going to be the front or the back yet.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, whenever that comes around, man, you got to let the world know, because that will be quite the entertainment.
Well, that went on Barstool podcast, and about 3 million people saw it. So yeah, it's been going on. I'm supposed to be doing something with Barstool podcast, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And so what was the experience like of getting the golf ball hit out of your mouth?
I'm not going to lie. When I was laying there, I didn't even think he was going to do it. And then next thing, he's just like, hold it real straight. And then he mumbled something. He effed at me. And, he's barefoot. And, he didn't even he didn't even wind up. He just was like, whoa. And what was so great about it is he didn't even hit the tee. He literally took it out of my mouth and put it in his pocket like he normally do.
Oh my God.
And that's what it kind of hit me. I threw a bunch of F-bombs. I grabbed my cigar with my hand, and, they were – and Kid Rock was the one who was filming it all. That's all, compliments of Bobby.
Yeah.
I definitely think the booze helped. But, seriously, now that I think about it, if he would have hit me with that club, it would kill me. He literally said, "Ray, that was about 40%. And he said he could do it a lot harder. I mean, when he swings, you don't even see the club going when he goes full speed. He's insane.
I'm sure, man.
He's always
flash before your eyes.
And he's, he gets up and has a big glass of vodka. I mean, not a cup, a glass of vodka, and tears it up, man. But it works. He's a great human being. Great human being. I love John.
That's amazing, dude. Well, Ray, why don't we start with just a little bit, you just introduce yourself, kind of maybe take us through a little bit of a backstory. So Navy SEAL, CEO, a business coach and lifestyle coach, mindset coach, kind of walk us through how you got started and, a little bit more about your background.
Yeah. So Ray Kerr, 48 years young, Baltimore native, did a lot of cool things, Navy SEAL, CIA, mindset coach, accountability coach, pain coach, working with Bedros Keuilian. But we have to rewind to my childhood, mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. Father was murdered when I was 11. Went to go live with my mother, who wasn't, I guess I want to say she's a good mom. We don't have a relationship. And I started going down a dark path, same thing as my father. He's a womanizer. He was a biker. He was a brawler. He was into drinking. He was into other things. And long story short, where it all stemmed from is, because I know we only got a little bit of time, is when I turned 19 years old, coming back from a bar, drinking, under the influence of God only knows what. And it's funny, Chris, I can't remember what I had for lunch 3 weeks ago, but I can remember being 19 years old and looking in that mirror. And it's one of the things I do now. It's so critical with my coaching is I do a self-evaluation drill where I just looked at myself and it felt like for eternity, but instead of seeing me, who do you think I saw? I saw my father. And right then and there, I call it the Joel Osteen, I've been healed. I started to self-educate, motivate, and decimate myself, meaning, I was going to push myself harder than ever because, Navy SEAL's great and cool and all that shit, but I joined the military because I was going to jail. That's all it was. I was getting in fights, just doing a lot of dumb stuff. We all do dumb stuff, but I like to do this first and ask questions later. And all I did was I used that, that anger, that rage I had of, being abused in many different fashions, not being loved by the person, the mom, the way she should have. I just used that kryptonite. And this is that's all I do is I just took my life experiences and I turned it into my superpower, right? I take the anger and I take the pain. That's why I don't consider myself an accountability coach or motivational coach or inspirational coach. I'm a pain coach. I've learned how to profit from pain. And true story, obviously, we both know Bezos. I had to get up and speak at his Empire Business Summit about a couple of years ago, which, holy crap, man. That's a lot of people. Brent Clothier, Dan Flashman. The who's who of society, Jason Redman. I go up before Los and, I'm in the back getting drunk because I'm so nervous with Sharon and, all these huge guys. And literally they're like, are you drinking? I'm like, in the green room, which I didn't know what the hell a green room was. It's where you sit before you go on. Like, yep, I'm nervous as shit. So I get up there and I told Bedros right before I went on, I had an epiphany of because he always asked me, Ray, what exactly do you do? Because you kind of inspire people, but then you put people in their place and they do this and they do that. So I wanted to find something that was a commonality that every human being on the planet has had. And I'm a pain coach. So if you've had mental, emotional, physical, social, spiritual, or sexual pain, and they're the main pains, right? I've dealt with them personally. So what are my street creds? I've been there, I've done that. And this is what I came up with. So I'm up there, and like when you speak, and I was a new speaker for Bedros, as well as I do, Bedros dots the I's and he crosses the T's, man. Bedros Keuilian doesn't get surprised, and you do not want to surprise him. So I'm up in my room going over my stuff, and I'm nervous as hell, man. Just nervous, and huge. There's like thousands of people at this thing. I'm like, oh my God. It's only like the third time I've ever spoke in front of people. I am just a complete and utter shit sandwich. And I called Bedros and I texted him. I said, I need to talk to you. And he's like, my dude. And he calls me, right? He's busy as he is. I said, I figured it out. He goes, you figured what out? I said, I figured out what kind of a coach I am. And he goes, tell me, my dude. And I said, I'm a pain coach. And he's like, whoa. What do you mean? And I said, it's this simple. Because I'm all about acronyms and having equations for life. Because I keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Pain equals growth. Growth equals power. Power equals knowledge, and knowledge equals profit. So like when we remember that badass workout we went through the other day,
yep.
Right? There's pain, there's physical pain. You have to break emotional pain barriers. I'm making you profitable. And it's funny because whenever I post, I got the project shirt on right now. Whenever I'm putting these guys through hell, I put pain equals profit. And I always put, and you'll see it, I'll put, these motherfuckers are profitable. But it's not the physical pain. Everybody focuses on the external. But the real pain, the real struggle, the real fight is from within. And that's what I do. I get inside people's heads. And Bedros is like, my God, I love it. I love it. And that's what I do. I try to take all I do is I take my trials, tribulations, F-ups, and I teach people that. My opening statement when I talk to people is, as well as I do, when you go to these big events, they have a brochure and it's a bio on everybody. Like, guys, I'm like, hi, my name's Ray Kashkar. You guys know what I did. You're reading it right now. Let's not talk about what I've done. Let's talk about what I'm going to do right now for you. And I literally just saved 10 minutes of sitting here telling everybody how cool I am because I know what most people can read. Let's get to the problem and then have a solution. And that's what I'm doing. And I don't know how, Chris, it's working. there's no BS with me, man. Like, there's just not. If I told you how Bedros Keuilian hired me, you would die. And it was 3 minutes of me like shaking like a leaf, but laying it out there. And he's like, okay. It's like, did I just get hired from Bedros Keuilian? So it was amazing. But I just don't bullshit. Time is too precious to bullshit, man. I met you and, man, let's jam, let's work out. We got it done. Time plus effort equals results. Let's put in the max time to get the max effort to show the best results. And we did that, right? And that's what I do with my life, man. And I'm trying to teach that with people. That's why I got the shit tattooed on my hand. That's a clock and my 4 F-bombs,
I love it. I love it. What are the 4 F-bombs?
Oh, man, I'm glad you asked. So I believe that you have, you have obligations in life, right? Obligations. You are obligated to do this. Family, fitness, finances, and faith. Faith is not religion, though. Oh, my Lord. Can I say that? Faith is the ability to program yourself to believe that you're awesome. And I'm going to prove this to you. We've never done this before. Ready? Mm-hmm. And I know, dude, I do my homework on you. You're a smart dude, business owner. Let's see it. And how old are you, Chris?
33.
Okay. Any brothers or sisters?
One brother, older brother.
All right, here we go. Let's see if you get this right. You ready?
Yep.
What do you do before you cross the street?
Look both ways.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Were you hit as a child crossing the street?
No.
Someone taught you that?
Yes.
Mom, dad, brother, someone of significance, or you would have just ran across the street as a kid and probably got hit. Do you agree?
I agree.
Your mom or dad or someone also taught you, like my wife does my kids, an oven is hot. They don't take your damn hand and put it on the stove. They teach you hot, hot, hot.
Right.
Well, guess what? I can program you too, and I'll prove it to you. And you probably know the answer to this, but most don't. You can only do 2 things in life. And I know what you are right now because I'm talking to you or I wouldn't be on here. You can either W or you can L. That's it. That's it. There's no in between. There's no, well, I'm going to try, no try, you try or die. You either win or you L. What does W mean? If you're a W and you're a Wer, what are you?
A winner.
And if you're an L or an Eller, what are you?
Loser.
No. You've been programmed wrong. I'm calling you out on your own show, just like I do everybody else. This is what I told Bedros Keuilian. You only win or learn. I only lose if I quit. If you quit, this is what I'm going to tell you. You're a quitter and you're a loser because you quit on yourself. But the people like Bedros Keuilian, the people like you, the people like me in training they see these winners here, right? You can see my fingers in the screen, but what you can't see is all these lessons learned, man. And what I do is I get back in people's heads and I teach them that you're struggling. You're not quitting, right? Man, in the SEAL teams, they say in the military, and I don't agree with it. The only easy day was yesterday. Bullshit. I put out yesterday, right? They also say that failure is not an option. Motherfucker, all I do is fail. You know why I fail every day? Because I push myself every day. I learn from my failures so that I don't do it the next day. I'll give you an example. Bedros Keuilian asked me to do something once. I didn't get it done in time. You think that's going to happen again?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Not if you want to keep working for him.
Exactly. And the thing is Bedros didn't yell at me. Bedros was disappointed in me. So now, like deadlines, I don't believe in deadlines. I believe if Bedros wants something done in 14 days, it's done in 10 days. You know why? Because I present it to him on day 10. It's never the way he wants it. I correct it, and by day 13, he has it done with a day to spare. That's how you accomplish shit in life. It's about rewiring yourself. It's about, like, I have coaching clients. We've talked about this. First thing they tell me, why are you here? Because I feel like I'm a loser. How old are you, right? You just told me you're in your 30s. Here's what I'll tell you. Since the day you were conceived, you've been a winner. Millions of challengers challenged you for that position for conception, right? To hit the target. You hit it. The question, the true eternal question in life is, why was it you out of the millions and millions that didn't make it? So that's the first thing I always tell my clients is, bro, you're not a loser. You have been winning since the day you were conceived. Then you were born. The chances of having issues with childbirth, there's a lot of things. There's, all kinds of astronomical numbers of things that can go wrong. You have been winning since the day Dad and Mom decided to make this happen. And when I say that to people, people go, I've never thought of it like that. And I'm like, it's because you're so one-dimensional, man. You got to start thinking three-dimensional. And then it's all about programming people. When I program people, I take it all the way back from the beginning. Even though I was abused, even though I was this, my mindset is I went through all that to become a better person, to learn from it, to teach people now that they are not, and they will not be like I was going to be. They have to do that self-reflection drill. They have to make the commitment. They have to, we talk about it, attack the hill and become the best version of them. And my mission is I'm gonna keep teaching it and preaching it till the day I die.
Wow. I love that, man. That's great stuff.
Don't get me started. You know, I go crazy.
No, I want you to, baby. Now, so you said that when you were younger, 19 years old,
Mm-hmm.
you're in a lot of pain, right? You've been through a lot of experiences that are very painful, but then you decided to put that pain into good use, right? You use that pain for good. You use that pain for fuel.
Yes, sir.
You could have went the other way, right?
Sure could have.
You could have went and used that pain and said, my life sucks because of this, or I'm never going to be this because of X, Y, and Z, and all these other reasons.
Yep.
How did you choose? What did it take for you to take that pain and put it into the world to use for good?
I love it. So I just had this conversation with Rob O'Neill. You know who Rob O'Neill is, right? He killed Osama bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
And pain, everybody has demons in their life, right? You don't have to be a Navy SEAL and kill a whole bunch of people to have demons. You can, any type of pain that you've had in your life is some form of demon that just sits there. That's the demon that says, you know, hey, have another drink even though you're not supposed to drink and drive, or hey, go cheat on your wife, or hey, go do this. All these pains, right? And demons, right? Because people always think that the physical scars are the worst. It's the emotional scars that are worse. And this is what I've realized. And Rob and I had a huge conversation about this, so much so he's called me 3 times, is most people try to kill that demon. Like, if you've been physically abused or sexually abused or emotionally abused, you cannot, I want to repeat this, you cannot kill that demon. You can put it away, but it's going to come back out. It will eventually. Something will trigger it. But what I realized is I do things in steps. I realized that I can't kill this fucking thing. I can't. But what I can do is I can name it, I can claim it, and I can tame it. So I'm in control. And then once I did that, once I decided to name it, claim it, and tame it, right? Because I can't kill it. I can't kill being physically abused. I tame it by not beating my kids. I don't touch my kids. I don't need to, right? I learned from my mistakes. And then what I do is I had to do what's called decision-making 101. In the SEAL teams, we call it analyze, assess, and execute, right? Execute whatever you're going to do. But people don't want to hear that. That's not for civilian terms. It's this simple. Once I named it, claimed it, and tamed it, I had to ask, make, and take. I had to ask, okay, what is my problem? I am not going to be a fucking loser. I'm not going to jail. I need to make a decision. I need to look in the mirror. I am fully responsible for this. Even though I've had a hard life, this is what I tell people. From this moment forth, from this second right now that I'm speaking to Chris, whatever demons you have, they can be or they can't be your fault, right? Like, some things you control, some things you don't. But what I tell each person from the next second on, if you don't ask, make, and take, okay, and ask what the problem is, make the decision, and take action. If you decide you want to go on for another second or 20 years, that I hold you completely responsible, because people try to kill demons. You can't, there's certain things you can't kill. And once I came to terms in reality with I can't kill it, I can only tame it, then I became much, much more successful. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Do I slip up? Do I mess up? Do I fuck up? Yeah, man, I do, right? Because each one of us is the captain of our own vessel. You're your own vessel, I'm my own vessel. There's no two vessels that are the same, right? And obviously the best path to success is a straight line or straight up. That's not real life, man. There's trials, tribulations. You're going to get steered off course. The goal is name it, claim it, tame it, ask, make it, take. As soon as you get off course, you got to bounce back, right? You know Steve Eckert, right? Steve Eckert's one of my mentors. Man, he has the best emotional discipline course I've ever heard in my life. Talk about being in the red, being in the blue, or being in the green. That green is where you want to sail that ship. But what do people do? They get pissed off. They block you off. You can't do this. You've got to figure out where your happy medium is. And then once you do that, once you take control of that helm or that steering wheel of your life, that's the symbolism, the representation, and you start, we'll get into it, attacking the hill and conquering, starting with yourself, then you're going, because the thing is everything starts from internal, right? Like, perfect example, I worked out with you. You're a phenom in the gym, right? You're shredded, you look great, but you take care of yourself. Your insides are healthy. Everything stems from that core. Everything stems from here, here, and here. Once you do that, everybody says, Ray, man, you're in great shape. What do you do? I eat good, I work out, and I live life to the fullest. They're like, it can't be that simple. Motherfucker, it is. It is that simple. Well, why are you so shredded? I don't know. I just work out, I eat good, and I'm happy with my life.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing is the external of, and you should, like I tell people, man, you think the outside looks good. I wish you could see what's going on inside. Cause every day I get up, man, like, dude, like I'm not sucking his mule. I work for fucking Bedros Cooley, and I'm a dumb Irish kid from Baltimore. And I make a lot of fucking money doing, ready for this, what I love. I am living the American dream. And Bedros, you've seen on his wall, never peak. I want more. I'm grateful. I'm not greedy, but I still want more. And the one thing that he taught me is the more you earn, right? The more you learn to earn, the more you give back. Because I used to be like, man, I want to make $1 million. And then Bedros is like, well, what are you going to do with that $1 million? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Who are you going to get the Shriners? What are you going to do with that money? You only need so much wealth. Well, I want to buy my wife a new Infinity. I want to do this. He goes, okay, that's $400,000. What are you going to do with the other money? Invest it. Okay, you're going to invest all of it? Why don't you invest it in helping the world? And I was like, damn, you're right. So he really kind of helped me, even though I thought I was on the right path. I was still in the wrong lane, if that makes sense. So he's helping me, right? Because even when you think you're doing something right, maybe you're not, because you've been doing it that way for so fucking long. But you have to be willing to accept that criticism. And believe me, man, working for Steve and those guys, I just got off the phone with Steve before I got on with you. I mean, coaching calls and learning, it's so frustrating. But they say, listen, man, you want to give up on yourself, but we're not going to give up on you. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And when, at what point did you adopt that mindset, Ray? So when you're going through all this stuff, you decide like, hey, I'm not going to be a loser. I'm not going to go to jail. I'm going to join the military.
Yep.
So what was that like when you first entered the military? Did you have that mindset? Did you at that point have tunnel vision, say this is the goal and this is what I want to achieve, this is what I'm going to do? Or did you adopt that through boot camp and through other experiences?
No, I joined the military because if I didn't, I was probably going to end up going to jail. And I looked at it like this, right? And everything I did, I self-educated. I talk about it, educate, motivate, decimate. But I did this because I did it myself. The military was just a fresh start for me. It was like literally taking a piece of paper in my book of life and just ripping it out and going, that doesn't matter. All I have to do is focus on August 1992, the day that I show up. I have a fresh start. I'm going to rewrite my book because I let everyone else write the pages in my book for the first 19 years. And I said no more. I am the author of my book. And I wrote it. So when I went in there with the goal to be a Navy SEAL. It took me 3 times to pass the ASVAB test because I'm strong as an ox, I'm dumb as so I joke around. I'm not book smart, and I'm learning. Like Bedros makes me, I work for a guy that gives me homework. Who gives a man homework? Read this book, this book, this book. I've got these books back here. All the books that I have that aren't from SEALs, Steve and them make me read. They quiz me on them. And then I've got that damn thing Audible. I don't even listen to the radio anymore because the Bedros is like, man, you should be, if you're driving, you should be absorbing knowledge, not listening to music. Okay. So they hold me accountable. But when I went into the Navy, yeah, man, my goal was I went to the recruiter and I saw this pamphlet on being a Navy SEAL. And just like everybody else in my life, he's like, bro, that's not for you. You're never going to make it. Really? Okay. And I will tell you this, I've had about 2 or 3 epiphanies in my life, or I call them getting mortared. You know, they're big things Jason Redman talks about, life ambushes. I do these 1,080 push-up challenges. I do them every Sunday, and they're a mental exercise. And a buddy of mine told me, and this is really key here. He said, I finally got the 1,080 push-ups, and I proved everybody wrong. And it hit me, man. I felt like I got hit with a sledgehammer. And I stopped what I was doing, and he just DMs me. And I said, hey, send me your phone number. And he said, excuse me? I said, send me your phone number. His name's Brandon. And his whole family gets on, does with me. I said, Brandon, this is Ray. And he's, holy shit. And I said, hey, listen, you just opened up something in my mind. You released a demon, and this is what I need to tell you. And I was guilty of it. I had lived my whole life up to about 4 weeks ago trying to prove everybody wrong. Like, fuck you, I can do this. Because that's my mindset. Fuck it, fuck you, I can do this. Trying to prove everybody wrong. But then I said, you know what? In all actuality, I need to live to prove myself right. So that's what I tell people. You've got to reverse engineer it. Like, I'll show him. When I say that, I'm talking to myself. I'll show him. I'll show me, right? I'll show me that I can walk into a room and get a job working for one of the biggest entrepreneurs on the planet. I'll show me that I can marry a woman that I have no business with. I'll show me that, you know, no matter what I can do 2 MRFs, 3 MRFs back. It doesn't matter, because all you have to do to be successful is constantly prove yourself right and believe in yourself. Not because, like, I have no time for negative people in my life. I've got my conquer mindset. I talk about it, man, right? You got to trim the fat of anything. I talk about a POL, right? Pattern of life. That's how we killed Osama bin Laden. I created an MOL. It's up on the wall at Bedros's, right? I tell people, my coaching clients, first thing I do, what's your MOL? What the hell is that? What's your motto of life? I don't have a motto of life. My daughter's been saying it since she's 5. I'm a champion. I'm a winner. I have videos of it when I speak. And guys are like, why would I say that? I'm like, why would you say, hey, I'm average and I'm going to be a loser when I grow up? I wouldn't say that. Would you want your daughter to say that? No. Then start programming yourself and your kids right now to be fucking awesome. Steve Eckhart. And that's what we do. Program. You know what? People go, Ray, you're brainwashing. Dude, listen, you can throw some salsa on it and call it whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But if you want to say that I'm brainwashing my daughter to be successful, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I don't care if you call it this, that, he, she. I don't care. I call it programming. It's about going in the internal and getting, it's all about that internal dialogue, right? That internal narrative when things are going to get hard. And that's what people always laugh at me when I say, fuck it, fuck you mindset. I'm not saying that to you, Chris. I'm saying that to myself. Fuck it, man. I'm here with Chris. This guy's a beast. Fuck you, Ray. Stop being a bitch. You got this. Put out harder. When we were done working out, I was sore as shit. I was never going to let you know that at the fact of the matter. I shouldn't even let you know that now, but you know what? It's already done. So now all I do is learn. Oh, next time I know that we do fucking 1,000 or whatever it was, remember all those traps and stuff, I'll be ready, right? I'm coming for you. I saved that workout. I'm coming for you again. Next time it'll be heavier and easier. Yep. But that's what I tell people. It's all about the internal. You know, people focus on this too much. Like, I'll give you an example. You go to the gym, external motivation. You put these things on, you put your music on. Bang, 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 bang. Or I've gotten down to an Audible book. Now audio. You know what I do now? I put my headsets in. I don't put anything on, but people leave me alone. I have to self-motivate myself. It's hard, but once you do that, because here's what I'm going to tell you. Batteries die. Phones die. The only way this is going to die is if you actually die. So my thing is I try to break everything down to the bare minimum, to the raw essence of the savage. Going to the gym, people are like, and I'll hear them, they'll even say hi to me and I'll act like I don't hear them because my headset's in. I don't have any music going. All I'm doing is pushing myself, just little mental drills that I do to make myself internally stronger. Because I got no time.
You want to depend on nothing but yourself.
Nothing but myself. And like, people laugh at me when I go to the gym. I don't go there to meet friends. you saw, man, we work out hard. I mean, I'll video you when I'm not doing it, but other than that, I am there to work. I'm there to train. I'm not there to meet friends. You want to meet up people, go to a bar, get on one of those dating sites that swipes left or right or whatever it is. Not me, man. I'm 48 going on 49, and every day I'm getting bigger, better, faster, and stronger and smarter. And that's what it's about. 1% better in your 4 F-bombs every day: family, fitness, finance, and faith. And then your keys to success after that are teamwork, problem solving, leadership, and communication. You fucking crush that, man, and you will own the world.
You know, I love that you said 1% better, because I think that so many people, when they're trying to change their life, they think that they have to change everything by tomorrow morning. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They do it with their diet. They do it with their training. They try to change everything right away with no plan, no structure. And then they end up back at square one again, right? Because they haven't developed the habits. They haven't developed the mindset that it takes in order to achieve that outcome that they want.
Yep.
Something I talk about all the time. If you want to get better, you have to focus. Yeah, we need an outcome, right? That's like the destination that we plug into the GPS. But then we need to understand what is required to achieve that outcome, right? Yep. We need to get X amount of training days in per week. We need to start cutting out processed bullshit foods and focus more on single ingredient whole foods. We need to get better sleep. We need to manage stress. And those are the things, those are skills. Those are skills that can be developed. Everything that we're talking about right now, this mindset, right? Because I know I could speak from my experiences. I grew up in an environment where I was surrounded by drug addiction. My brother's been a drug addict for the last 16 years. The turmoil that caused in the family, a lot of fighting and shit going on in my household as I was growing up. That left me as a very shy, insecure. You know, I goofed around in school, but I was hurting on the inside, right? I was actually in a lot of pain. And once I got into, 18, 19, 20 years old, I was sleeping until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was eating like shit. I was drinking often. I had no purpose. I had no vision until one day, luckily, the people that I had around me helped influence me. We started to change, right? Yep. And it started, for me, it actually started with the physical changes. It started with hard training, and it started with hard dieting, right? Yeah. So hard dieting, hard training. Dude, I learned so much discipline and structure. And all of a sudden, that started to carry over into other areas of my life. Now you fast forward 13 years, 14 years later, I'm a different fucking human being. That guy from 14 years ago is dead. I can't even believe it's me when I look back and look at it. But that didn't happen overnight. It's skills that were developed over time. So I think the 1% better, if people could just apply that right and get 1% better every fucking day of their life, then they're going to
spear
stock
right there. Yep.
Yeah. What's that? What was that you said there, Ray?
Oh, you can't hear me. I said that's the tip of the spear. 1%. That's where I want to be, right there. 1% better. Because you're trying to do the one thing that 99% of the people want, and that is just realizing. And you hit it right on the head. How many people do you see that they don't use meal plan, they use diet? Like, hey, I need to lose 20 pounds in 4 days. Depending on how much water weight you're carrying and stuff, they go from one extreme to the next. When I do my coaching and stuff, I tell people it's about moderation, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, and we can't undo it. It's there. Right? We just need to figure out how long it's going to take to build your Rome, right? Because you and I can, like I said, we can have the same hill that we want to attack. You may get up faster than me. I don't know. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep climbing. But what we can't do is just put you up there right on top of the mountain and go, okay, there you go. Then it's like, now what do I do? Right? Because if everybody could lose weight and be in shape, everybody would lose weight and be in shape. But people aren't willing to do what it takes. And that's that time, that effort to get the results. And that's what infuriates me when, especially like if you do an assessment with a coaching call with somebody, and they're like, listen, my name is, I'm Ray, I'm 48 years old, I'm 40 pounds overweight, I'm not happy with my marriage, blah, 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 blah. And they go on and I go, well, what are you doing to fix it? Well, what do you mean? But what are you doing to fix it? Well, I'm talking to you. Wait a minute. So you think as a coaching mentor, I'm going to fix all this in 1 month because I do 1 month packages? Yeah. Hey, brother, here's your money back. Thank you. Or we can start this journey, but it starts with you. First, I make every one of my clients say, listen, I make them look at me and say, I am completely accountable and responsible for who I am right now in my life, but I don't want it anymore. They literally have to sign a piece of paper. There's a John Daly pen. They have to sign a piece of paper and send it to me because it's a contract. It's a contract that they are going to believe in themselves. And if they don't, okay, fine. Thanks for your time. If they're not doing what I ask them to do, I'm a horrible person. I'll take their money and say bye. I hold them to it. And I work for the man. I told Bedros, he's like, wow, that's a technique. It's an effective technique that works. Just most people are too scared to tread on the ice. I'm not. I can swim in cold water, so it don't bother me. So I'm going to piss somebody off. A lot of times people need to break through that ice, right? That's the symbolism of they need to freeze. They need to be uncomfortable. Because I don't coddle people, man. I don't. Like, I'll tell you this, the day we worked out in the gym, if you weren't putting out and I don't know you and I know you're, I would have been like, come on, man, you're better than that. You didn't hear me say that because we were you know how it is, right? When you're training hard, the conversation stops, the head's down, the spit, that's what people need to do in life. They just need to get that front sight focus on what they want to do in life. And that's what it's about, man. Front sight focused, right? The goal, whatever your objective or your mission is, that's the target. You want to get that shot pattern tighter and tighter and tighter till you're a marksman or an expert in whatever it is you're doing. Because I tell people, do you want to be a Navy SEAL? No. Well, then let's make you the Navy SEAL, whatever it is you want to do in your life. Be the Navy SEAL father. Be the tier 1 asset. Be the fucking best of whatever it is you want to do. And then do it. And then once you do it, continue to do it and find growth because you're never going to grow unless you know. And the only way that you're going to know is if you fail, right? I know that I can't squat 600 pounds anymore because I only got 565. I know that. I know what my max is. You have to figure out what your maxes are in life. And then once you get that, you can do two things. You can go, okay, I'm happy with that. Or you can go, fuck it, fuck you. I'm going to come back to the drawing board and I'm going to train to be better and come back and break that max, whatever that max is. And that's what I want to instill to people is never, you're the only person that's going to limit you or give you limitations is yourself. I honestly believe that. I believe that I can do anything I set my mind to. That can be a dangerous thing, but I'm still alive, so I'm doing something right.
Absolutely. When you're going through BUDS training, BUDS, what's going through your mind? Are you thinking about quitting? How often are you thinking about quitting, if so? And how do you get through that? Because that's something that a lot of people don't make it through, and you could tell me the numbers.
I know there's some people that say they've never thought about quitting, and I don't believe that. There's one or two times I really thought about throwing in a towel. But remember, it all goes back to that self-reflection drill. And this is what I do in life. I look in that mirror, and this is what I do. I go back in time, and I put the word quitter red right across my face. And then I fast forward to my life and go, I know I'm going to end up marrying a woman I have no business being with. Check. That's Trisha. I'm going to have 2 beautiful kids. Check. Done that. Now, what happens if my wife ever asked me, wow, that's a cool Navy SEAL movie. And then she asked me, did you ever want to do that? And then I have to tell her that I quit. Better yet, tell my 26-year-old son that I was a quitter. Tell my daughter that I was a quitter. I'm not going to do that. And obviously when I went through BUDS, it was to prove my mother and everybody that said I could never do it. That's what I did inside. But now that I realize it had nothing to do with them. It only had to do with me and my future with my family. So when my son asked me, Dad, have you ever quit anything? This is when he was younger. I'm like, no. And he's never quit anything. And neither is my daughter. And I'm going to continue to pass that torch on to my wife. Holy shit, dude. I'm a pussy compared to my wife. I am. Like, she is stronger than me, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially. She is stronger than me. But she's had a worse childhood than me. And that's why. She's learned how to do it too. Because people always ask me, you're a Navy SEAL. Who inspires you? It's not other Navy SEALs. It's my old lady. The one that tells me, come on, old man, get your ass up. Because there's some days I don't want to get up, even though I know that I've been privileged to get up and win the lottery. There have been days, not many, that I want to fucking sleep in. But I don't. That's the difference between a winner and a loser. I'm not going to quit and lay in bed and waste time. Human only has there's 24 hours in a day, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. You have 16, 18 hours. You can do 2 things in that time. You can be awesome or you can be really crappy. You pick, right? And everybody always pulls this shit, well, I have tomorrow. Listen, You've heard it as well as you're born, there's a dash and you die. I have guys who have gone to bed, they've never woke back up. I am not going to fucking do that. I make sure I tell my wife every night I love her, even if we're mad at each other. My kids, I love them. And when I go to bed, I try to ask myself, did I do the best I could? Maybe not. Well, guess what? Tomorrow you're going to do it. If I die, then I have to deal with that shit. So live each moment to the fullest, guys.
Yeah, push yourself, right? Challenge yourself daily. You have to figure out a way to, it's cliche, right? But get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes, sir.
And, I think that there are so many people that don't know what discomfort feels like, right? I can't relate to being a Navy SEAL, right? But I know that I could push myself physically. I know.
You could come to the project and I could give you a taste of it.
Oh, we could certainly talk about that.
Don't threaten me with a good time, sir.
All right, we'll talk more about that for sure.
Okay.
But I know that I could push myself, and I make it a point to challenge myself. And it doesn't just have to be physically, right?
Exactly.
Mentally, it could be, your public speaking is something that makes you nervous. Like you said, you got on stage in front of thousands of people. I was there. I was in the audience for that. Great speech, by the way.
Oh, were you there?
I was there. Yeah.
I didn't know. See, dude, I was so nervous. What's funny is when I looked in the audience, Bedros was standing in the back corner, and I was literally just like making sure I didn't screw it up. But yeah, and I was looking at him and Jason Rebin and the SEALs that were in the crowd. But I literally was. It was like a blur.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. But you killed it.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. And but that is a challenge for you. Even you as a Navy SEAL, somebody who, I think people might look at you, Ray, and say, this guy's a Navy SEAL. There's no way he gets nervous.
Yep.
But like you said, that was something that was challenging for you, right? You got for thousands of people. So you're still pushing yourself and challenging yourself. It's just in different ways now. Yeah, you're still challenging yourself physically and you're doing all that, but now you are pushing the limits mentally as well. And I think that is so fucking important for every human being to do, to challenge yourself, get outside of that box, get outside of that comfort zone and challenge yourself in every way. And that could be as simple, if you're not sure how to do that to get started, take a fucking cold shower, right? Put that shower on ice cold, freezing, and stay in there for 3 to 5 minutes, right? Get cold. That's uncomfortable. And that's going to change you in certain ways. It's going to help the conditioning that we talked about earlier.
Love it.
Yeah. So now I wanted to ask you about attacking the hill. That's something we talk about a lot, right? So what do you mean by attacking the hill?
All right. So when you go to our courses, we have a course that obviously has hills, ups and downs, right? And those hills are the representation of life, highs, lows, peaks, troughs, whatever you want to call it. And this is what I'll tell you. People, remember we talked about, have been programmed. Remember the W's and the L's? They've been programmed wrong. And this is what people are programmed to do. They're going along. They got a good pace. They see the hill. They go, oh, fuck, got a hill to climb up. What do? They slow down. They walk up the hill, and then they run down the hill. My mindset is nope. And I'll tell you why. Let's start with going down the hill. I don't like to run down the hill. Obviously, you're in fitness because of a couple things. One, if you start leaning too far forward, the knees hyperextend past the toe. You can have a lot of injuries. With the feet, you can fall over. Gravity is going to take over. And what's going to happen? If you just let gravity take over, you're probably going to go ass over tea kettle. Do you agree?
Yep.
Well, that gravity is, in my mind, in my warped sense of mind, that is the naysayers telling me what I can and what I can't do. So again, that's where I look at the hill and I say, F it, F you. I am going to reverse engineer that. I'm going to run up the hill and it's going to hurt. But if you do it enough, as well as I do, you're going to get better at it. And there's something else that people don't realize. A lot of people, when they climb, right, when you start climbing that ladder of success, this is what I've learned from climbing up real mountains. The air gets harder to breathe as you get up there for a reason. It's thinner. But you can acclimate to that too. Also, when people start climbing, these are just mental notes blocks that they get. They look down and they're scared of heights because they see everybody down there. It's okay. You can beat that too. Like I jump out of planes. It scares me every time. I still do it. It's exhilarating. So my point is get to the top of that mountain as fast as you can. Get that check off in the box. Don't sit around and wait. Rest going down the hill, right? Reverse engineer it, because when you're down there, you're regrouping and recharging. You're not letting anything or anyone tell you the speed. You control the descent. And then as soon as you get down there, it's situational awareness. What am I going to do? 300, there's another hill. I'm going to go get it. Because, and this is what I'll tell you. If you take two Ray Kashkares that are the same age, the same speed, and you do this, I've proved it right every time. And you're the other Ray Care. You walk up the hill and run down it, and I run up it and walk down it. Not only am I going to be healthier and safer, but I will do it faster every fucking time. And people go, no, you can't. Try me. I've proved people, even people that are faster than me, because when they run down the hill, they end up falling. It doesn't count. I am not going to let anybody push me down the mountain, and I'm not going to let anybody dictate how slow I'm going up the mountain. I'm going to run up there full speed. And what I've learned, just like with working out and reading books, is the more you do it, the more you're going to like it. My favorite exercise in the gym is a burpee pull-up. Why? Because people hate doing both those workouts. I was like, you know what? Let's combine them. And I do it. And I do 50 of them a day. Every day I do them in sets of 5 or 10. People are like, how do you do that? Why do you do that? Is it hard? Try it and see. The reason why people don't want to do things that are hard is because it's hard. But the reward of doing it is, I'm 48 years old and I can run with some pretty big dogs when it comes to doing that shit. And I feel great about it. And my heart's healthy. And even with knowledge, thank you, Bedros, for pushing me, because that was a tough hill to climb. I got to read. No one said there was going to be homework, right? But that's what it's about. And I'm going to continue every damn day for the rest of my life until I die to be a better person in my family, my fitness, my finance, and faith. And I'm going to be a better teamwork. I'm going to be better at teamwork, problem solving, leadership, and communication. I focus on those 8 things. That's it. That is my entire realm. Everybody else worries about tackling everything. Nope. Those things. And I've been told, if you just focus on that, Ray, you will become successful. Success is the ability to help others help themselves. It's not about money all the time. Just because people have money doesn't mean they're successful. People that have money just means they have money. People that are successful are people that are influencers that help other people help themselves. Bedros is very wealthy because he helps people create generational wealth in all fashions. Knowledge, money, relationships. Otherwise, I wouldn't be working for him. Right? He's fucking magnetic. Be the magnetic force that goes into the room. People are drawn to him. They're starting to be drawn to me. Right? I was drawn to you when I met you. I'm like, dude, this cat's in shape. He's well articulated. He's got his shit straight. We hit it off right away. Dude, let's jam, And it wasn't like, and we got it on. I'm like, hey man, let's do this. All right. And that's what savages do, man. We sharpen that samurai sword every fucking day. Even though it's razor sharp, most people hang it up and they leave it alone. Not us. Every day, I'm going to mental, physical, emotional, social, spiritual. Again, physical, mental, every day. I can't get that blade sharp enough. And I will never let it out of my sight, ever. Nor should you.
Iron sharpens iron, right? Yeah, it's so important to be around guys, girls that are doing it, that are pushing themselves. That's why these conversations are so important, right? Yes, I make it a priority to reach out to you to have this conversation because I know you could help make me better. Hopefully I can help you in some way too. And hopefully we could both help the people listening to this level up and get better in some way, shape, or form too.
I love it.
Yeah. And Ray, tell me a little bit about the project, man.
Project. 75 hours, fully immersive. It's a mental, physical, emotional event where myself and the 4 other instructors, obviously led by Bedros Keuilian, are going to take men. We're going to break them down and we're going to rebuild them into what's a modern day knight. What is a modern day knight? I'm glad you asked, Chris. It's the man you want your daughter to marry, and it's the son you want your man to be. It's about being a civilized savage, protector, provider, yet still chivalrous. And it's a lifelong brotherhood. No one else is doing this. You become part of a private Facebook group page. And for the rest of your life, you're around influential people. You have brothers. And our job is to help each other out, be accountable for each other, and continue to grow 1% better every day.
Civilized savage. I love that.
That's what it is. Like I said, Bedros Keuilian says it best. I am, in case of war, break glass. That's why he keeps me around.
Awesome. Ray, where could people find you if they want to work with you, if they want to join the project?
Two ways you can hit me up. You can hit me up on raycashcare.com. I have a website. You can book for coaching or anything like that. Or you can go to my IG, raycashcare, and you can send me a DM. The project, LTD, which is corporate training that we do. We can talk about another time. And I do coaching. Let me know what you want, and I will facilitate in any manner I can.
Amazing. Ray, this has been great, dude. I honestly feel like I could talk to you all day, man. So thank you so much for coming on. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us.
You know I'm a big fan. Thank you, sir, for having me. It's an honor.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you on another episode next week.